Welcome to the Happy Hebrew Homes, and this is our first episode where we are going to collaborate with a guest to create a peach cobbler for the holidays. So I am super excited to introduce my daughter, Yanni, and Yanni is going to be following we're going to follow the same recipe together to create a peach cobbler. And so if you guys have questions, you can put them down in the chat area, and then that way I can answer them later. But let's jump right in. First of all, Yanni, welcome to Happy Hebrew Homes. I have to say, your kitchen looks so nice. Like, I know you and Dave have worked so hard, and that is hard work paid off. So I love it. Thank you. It's like, whoa. Well, the only thing Charles cares about is that all the appliances are smart appliances. He wants to control them with his phone. He don't cook, but he want to control them with his phone. Go figure. All right, everyone. So we're going to start making this peach cobbler. It's super easy once you actually do it. Let's just go over the ingredients here. First, you want to have a saucepan, and you want to have a colander, wooden spoon, and wooden because metal scratches your surfaces, and sometimes that ends up in your food. So if you can, use a wooden spoon. If not, use what you got. Spatula is even better. Love it. Got a 9x13 pan. 2 ready-made pie crusts. And because this is a beginner video, we're going to use ready-made pie crusts. I'm also going to create a video showing you how to make your own pie crust, because sometimes finding these, as Yanni can attest to, during the holidays, you might have to choke slam somebody. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to make these from scratch, but not today. And then we have 3 cans of peach cobbler. Now, Yanni, you have 4 cans, correct? Just in case? Okay. So those are the star of the show. Of course, we need a can opener. And then we have some regular white sugar, brown sugar, cornstarch, lemon, heavy whipping cream, 1 stick of butter, almond extract, and here's a secret ingredient, pumpkin pie spice. Literally has everything you need in it. You don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of different spices. Just get one of these little bad boys, take care of you. And the all-time favorite, a pinch of kosher salt. So, Yanni, you have everything you need, right? All right, let's get started. So, first thing we're going to do is take our colander. Now, this is just a general rule of thumb. Anytime you are cooking anything that is in a can, wash it, rinse it. Because if not, you can taste that can flavor, and it's just not good for anything. So go ahead and open your peaches, and let's get them drained. What'd you say? Yep, just pour it straight in the colander, and then once we get them all dumped in the colander, I'm gonna rinse it with cold water. You said what? Sweetheart's defense, she's not married yet, and she just bought her first house. So this is the time that you learn how to cook, because now you got your own stuff. And it's an added blessing to have you learning with your mom on my channel. I'm only doing 3. I would save the 4th one just in case you need more, but I think 3 is going to be fine for this size. All right, I got all 3 of mine opened. So I'm just going to rinse it with some cold water now. All right. You good? All right. So now you preheated your oven to 350. Perfect. What we're going to do is we are going to pre-bake the bottom crust. And we do this so that it doesn't get like soggy when we put our stuff in. So let's go ahead and open the pie crust. And I just leave my peaches in the sink until I get ready to use them. Huh? So they did not have, for those who don't know, I'm in Georgia. They didn't have my Pillsbury like I normally get. So I don't know who Laura Lynn is, but it was what they had. So I was like, I'm gonna make it do what it do. And that's easier to open if you have a pair of scissors. Yep, you'll want both because you want to make sure that you're covering all sides. Yeah, I don't like Laura Lynn. Hers is already starting to tear up. Yep, that is normal. Because think about it. Pie crust, when you make it from scratch, is literally 3 ingredients. It's flour, some type of fat, which is like butter or oil, and a little water. That's it. Yep, mine's tore apart too, so let me show you mine. Can you see this? See how it's all torn apart? If you lay it on your countertop and kind of roll it out, it might stick together a little better. But if not, it don't matter. It's the bottom crust and nobody's gonna see it. Right, it's gonna irritate you because you know that it's all tore up. And you see how I kind of put it over the sides here and then set it down in there and pressed it. And then that's why you need 2, because it doesn't cover the full sheet. That's fine. Yep, and when we make the top crust, we're gonna cut it so it won't matter either. But the reason why it's breaking up like this is because it's kind of still cold. So when you when it becomes a little bit more room temperature, it should roll out a little easier. Perfect. Yep. Now you don't want them to hang outside of the pie pan, but just on top of the edges. And I'm just pressing mine down so that it comes up the sides. Let me see, let me get back in frame. So it comes up the sides. Just like that. Come on, Juju. He just woke up from his nap, so he's gonna be cranky. He's good. A whole mess, but he's good. Huh? He is. He loves his room, but he should. It's the only room in the house that's completely done. Just about. Come on, Juju. That looks so good. Yes. That's fine. Now you just take that, just like that, and put it, get a fork and puncture some holes in it. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but just a few. So like that. And then stick it in the oven. Yep. Now we're gonna get to the good part. Hey. Judah wants to make an appearance on Happy Hebrew Home. Say hello. Say shalom. Say hi, TT. Okay, now we're getting ready to create the sauce. So get your pot ready. I'm gonna put him on a cartoon and I'll be right back. Ooh, you so good. I am back. Now, first thing you want to do, because we're going to create kind of like a sauce that goes over, that will create the peaches. So you want to take your butter, put in your saucepan. Yes. All right, now I can't find my measuring cups, but I normally don't use them anyway. But just for the sake of you knowing how much, you want to put 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. Yes. And yes, that is a lot of sugar. But it's a dessert, so... It is. But what's getting ready to happen is it's going to caramelize. Yes. And if you don't like really sweet desserts, you can put a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. The brown sugar just provides a nuttier, earthier flavor than regular granulated sugar. All right, now we're going to take this and put it on the stove. Huh? Yes, put it on a medium low if you can. Yes, so I was just checking my crust. And here's the thing, you don't actually want it to brown. You just want it to stiffen, because we don't want it to be all the way cooked. We still have to cook it. We just want it to be so that when we put the peaches on top, it doesn't get soggy. So look at your crust and see if it's starting to stiffen up. Mine still need to cook. So it kind of starts forming like a little bit of a crust around the edge. So I might need to cook for maybe another 5 minutes. All right, now what we're gonna do is the sugar should be getting melded in with the butter. So you constantly kind of want to stir it so it doesn't burn, because sugar does burn. Hey, Dave. Good. How are you? Well, yeah. It was a tough move, but we made it. Well, I hope you like the peach cobbler once it's done. Let me know if it starts smelling good, though. All right, mine is starting to kind of melt down. Is yours starting to melt down? Just a little bit. Okay, while it's doing that, you can keep stirring, but I also want to measure out a cup of whip. And you know what? I'm gonna do 2 cups because it's kind of a lot of peaches. Okay. And are you putting it in a bowl? I got a Pyrex measuring cup. Yep, it's gonna go right in the pot. Nope. So before I put it in, did you, stir your sugar. Yes. Now is it on low? I would take it down a little bit. Yanni, yes, check your pie crust. I'm about to pull mine. Sorry, that's our security. It didn't work from the pad? What's happening? Yanni, I had to take my sugar off the stove because it's already melted down and I still got some stuff we need to do to the whipping cream. Yep, you leave yours on there. All right, so now you have your heavy whipping cream in a perfect. Now we want to season this. So let's put a pinch of salt, just a small pinch. And then you want to put 1 tablespoon of the almond extract. And normally I would say teaspoon, but because you're making a large pan, I say tablespoon. Hey, babe, can you open this? Sorry. Like I can't get real life issues here. Next time I do this, I'll make sure all my stuff is open ahead of time. Thank you. Thank you. It smells good, huh? And then after that, you want to put about, some people, it depends on what you like. If you like the taste of cinnamon and stuff like that, I would put a full tablespoon of the pie seasoning, pie spice. Yeah. Yes, the cinnamon is in it, and you should smell it. It should be aromatic. Yep, that's what I got. Pumpkin pie spice. And then just because I want to make sure that this thickens, I'm going to put maybe about a half a teaspoon of cornstarch. And then you just want to stir it all up with a fork. Huh? I said I put a half a teaspoon. Because I can't hear it.
I took my sugar off.
Oh, perfect, because we're about to put it back on. So what you're going to want to do is once you get this incorporated all the way through, pour this into the sugar, and then we're going to let it meld together.
Okay.
Now, if you notice, I haven't used my lemon yet. Lemon is a natural flavor enhancer, so I always wait until I taste my sauce to see if I need it.
Oh, okay. Perfect. And did you just mix it a little bit and now you're letting it cook?
Yes, so all I did was I mixed it up, then I poured it into the sugar, and now I'm going to keep stirring it in the sugar until it creates like a thick sauce.
Okay, and you still have it on low or medium?
Mine is kind of medium low, so it's in between that.
Okay.
Hey. Now, one way you can tell whether your fire is too high or too low, what you're trying to get is a slow roll. That's what we call it in the cooking business. You want it to just slowly boil, to get that like slow simmering type boil, but you don't want it like boiling over. So if it's boiling over, it's too hot. If it's not coming up to the slow roll, it's too low. And then the other thing you can do, Yanni, is take your peaches, now that they're already rinsed, and just put them in your pie crust. You can just let them sit there.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just going to evenly push mine down in the pan to make sure it's all over. Or evenly distributed throughout the pan. Now, one thing you want to do, yours look like mine. It looks so good. Now, one thing you want to do is you want to taste the sauce. It should taste like the peach cobbler sauce. So I always just take my finger across the back of the spoon. Woo-wee!
It's not cinnamon, like cinnamon
Perfect. That's when you add some more. So just put a little bit more in there and keep stirring it up. If you have a whisk, you might want to whisk it.
Okay, I do. I'll grab it.
All right. So I want to show you mine because mine is coming up to a boil.
Okay.
So I'm going to take it off. Now, if you probably never made pralines before, but this is kind of what it looks like when it starts. Can you see that?
I can. Yep.
It starts to kind of froth a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So you want to, that's when it needs to come off the stove because it's done. And then the only thing you're going to do is pour that mixture right over your peaches.
That looks so good.
Yeah, that's about to have this house smelling good. Now, for me, I only want enough to not cover the peaches, but come to the top of the peaches. So it looks like I'm going to have a little bit left over.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. Mine doesn't have that crust over it yet.
Okay, so you want to maybe turn it up a little bit and but keep stirring it. You have to watch it.
Okay.
That's so good. That did the trick, huh? Bless you.
And you just poured it on over?
Yep, just pour it over top of your peaches. Make sure it gets all into everything. Ooh, that looks good.
So it's kind of, can you see mine? Probably not.
No, I can absolutely see it. It looks good.
Okay, good. And to cover it?
Yep, you don't necessarily need it to cover it, but you want it to come up to the top. So you should be able to see that it's all like submerged.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. I have some left over.
So you can make another pie or you can add some peaches to that and put it over pancakes. Whatever you want to do. So I did not use my lemon because my sauce was perfect.
Okay.
The lemon will add a little bit of, sometimes if I make it too sweet, if the sugar is too much and I want to cut it a little bit, I'll use a lemon. Or if it's like too much cinnamon or something and you need to cut it, use your lemon. But sounds like yours is perfect.
To me, it tastes fine, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
When everybody's talking about it. All right, so now comes the last part. We just need to put a top on it. So we're gonna open up our second pie crust. Hopefully yours come out better, but if not, it won't matter because we're gonna cut it. Now, this is the part in this process where your creative skills can come out, because you can pretty much do whatever. You can, you know, roll it out and leave it whole over, because some people like a lot of crust. You love a lot of crust? So you might want to leave yours whole, and then cut some venting slits in. But I like to cut mine in strips and then create a lattice effect. The other thing you can do if you have cookie cutters is, like, let's say you had a cookie cutter leaf pattern. You could just put leaves all over top, or whatever shapes you want. Next time in another holiday. So yeah, let me just get mine out. But yes, the same way you put it in before, you want to just throw it on top and make sure you're kind of covering as much of it as possible. No nanas. You just had a nana. All right, so I'm going to get a butter knife. Yes, when they become room temperature, they tend to be more pliable.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm doing differently is I'm just cutting strips.
And you're gonna make a cute little effect on top?
Yes, and the other thing I like to do is add some crust, some dough into my peach batter, because it makes like a dumpling.